Texas, 0.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty easy, cheap applause. For any of you that don't know me, my name is Paul Vera. I'm Senior Vice President and General Counsel here at Solutia. And I want to welcome everybody here to the beautiful Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri. Isn't this a fantastic setting? You know, before we get started here with a brief program, you know, these things just don't happen. I mean, this has been flawless execution, something we certainly talk about an awful lot here at Solutia. But there's a number of people, a number of faces that go behind all of this very, very hard work. And I just want to quickly recognize a few of the people here who have made this all possible. Debbie Kruger, Missy Zona, Erin Nyber, Erin Walsh, and Emily Parental, all with the Communication and Marketing Group. What a fantastic job. I don't think there's an ounce of sidewalk or a building that doesn't have Solutia plaster all over it, so well done to the crew. Our two interns that helped out tirelessly, David Courtney and Martha Lee. Fantastic job. Thank you too, very, very much. And of course, for to recognize the coach that got us all here to run this race, Leanne Levy. Thank you, Leanne, for all your hard work and dedication as well. Somebody who is actually a very dear friend of mine who doesn't really like the limelight at all, but has really made this night happen, last night at the pageant happen, and the VIP tent tomorrow as well. Missy Slay and her group. Thank you, Missy. And then two other very, very special people that work for Solutia that about 9 months ago weren't even employed with us. And when Jeff came to me in November of 2010 with this grand idea to sponsor this rock and roll marathon, I said, that sounds great, but how in the heck are we going to do that? So he said, we'll go out and hire the best talent you can find. And we did that with two great people, and Jamie Key and Maria Kerford. Just to now have this opportunity. So thank you very much. You know, as I indicated, you know, Jeff had an elevator ride with a gentleman by the name of John Smith from the CGI group about 11 months ago in New York City running the New York Marathon. And those guys had a very fine conversation about this race coming to St. Louis and making this thing a real grand event. So over the next several months, we got to know a number of these people, including my next speaker here, who's the president of CGI, Scott Dickey, who I'd like to welcome to the stage to say a few remarks. Scott?
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Thank you all for being here tonight. We really are quite honored and humbled by the dedication of this organization. Jeffrey, you know, it starts with you. It all starts at the top. You know, tremendous leadership and your vision for Solutia as a partnership with rock and roll. I mean, we've been blown away by your investment, by your interest, by your passion, and certainly the execution this weekend. We have the pleasure of operating these races in 25 markets across North America, and I will tell you this is probably one of the great examples of true partnership and how to really dive in and take advantage of the passion of our sport. I actually got off a plane just a few hours ago from the Rock and Roll 10K in Brooklyn, New York. We planted the flag in the Big Apple. It pales in comparison to the passion just in this room. We had 5,000 runners in Prospect Park. Tomorrow we're going to have over 20,000 runners run through the streets of St. Louis. So this is a real remarkable achievement. Very fitting that we are in this great national monument because this is the Gateway Arch, but tomorrow is about the gateway to rock and roll. So I only have one question and one piece of advice. The question is, who's ready to rock? I know we got 252 of you that are going to hit the streets and run tomorrow, so my only piece of advice is really 2 words, and I will explain. Negative split. Negative split. It's going to be warm, it's going to be great, but negative split's about running the back half faster than the first half. And the only way you do that is by starting out slow. So enjoy the music, enjoy the crowds, take your time, walk through those water stations. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're going to have a great time, and we look forward to a long, long partnership together. Thank you so much for your hospitality. We love this city.
Thank you, Scott. All right, at this point, I'm going to ask Jeff Quinn to join me on stage here. You're going to hear from Jeff in a few minutes, but one of the things that we'd like to share for you guys tonight is a little bit of the international flavor that this event has drawn. As I indicated earlier, I mean, Solutia really embraced this. This is the largest philanthropic endeavor that we've undertaken as a company. And as part of this event, there's 260 participants, not all from Solutia, but of course a lot of task force friends as well. But of that 260 people, about 140 of them we've flown in from international locations on 5 continents, 26 different locations, in 12 different countries. So right now what we'd like to do is have a little flag ceremony and present these fine countries to our folks. So if the flag bearers are all ready, we're going to introduce our friends from Belgium. How about our colleagues from Brazil? Mason-Jocksch from China. Vincent from France. I think our largest contingency is from Germany. We had a little bit of a visa problem with the next one, but it's here from India. How about Japan? This next gentleman is the sole representative. He flew 42 hours to get here. He's from Malaysia. Our colleague from Mexico. How about Russia? The United Kingdom. And last but certainly not least, the United States of America. You know, obviously, these people have worked long and hard to raise a lot of money. And I think Jeff will probably talk about this in a little bit of time, but all of this has been done for a great cause based here in St. Louis. Many of these folks had obviously never even heard of the group called TASK, Team Activities for Special Kids. But it certainly was a very, very well, what was a small organization that's now actually very well funded. And the idea was certainly to give these athletes a home of their own. This was an organization that was started, as I said, 14 or 15 years ago by a dedicated individual by the name of Deb Friend. I'd like to call Deb to the stage to say a few words on behalf of TASK.
These two folks with me here are Greg Davenport and Jen Pranger, and they deserve a round of applause for all the hard work they've done. Just hold it there for a second. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Nice job. All right. First of all, thank you, everybody. It's very difficult whenever you are a little grassroots organization that started out here in St. Louis to know how to say a special thank you to people who have come to you from around the world and have raised money for the dream that you believe in. And I'll tell you something, it's great that the Cardinals are winning 12-0, but there was a mean soccer game going on this afternoon, or early this morning on the Arch grounds between some of the athletes from the different countries and my TASK kids. Yeah, I think my kids won. And I want to thank those athletes who came out and played with the kids this morning. They really had a great time. It didn't matter if they understood what you were saying. They just knew you liked them, and that's all that mattered. And they had a really great time, so thank you for doing that. But it was very hard to come up with a way to thank everyone. And I can't express to all of you from the bottom of my heart what this means to me and to what our kids and to our program and everything that's going to come up with us in the next few years. It's just going to be a humongous help. So what I came up with was something that I thought maybe each one of you would take back for me, okay? There are 12 different countries represented here, but there's 26 different plants in these 12 different countries that have representatives here. And TASK people, I'm not forgetting you. Thank you so much for coming out and running for us, even though you're just from TASK. We really greatly appreciate you. Greatly, greatly. But the way that I wanted The way that I wanted to do this was to give you something that you could take back home and hopefully hang up in your lobby of your plant in each one of your places, in the 26 places. And whenever you look at it, hopefully it will bring a smile to your face. But more than that, a sense of accomplishment to your heart to know how much you helped the kids in St. Louis. So my two wonderful helpers here are going to unveil this banner that we would like you all to take home. And you want to show them? It says dreams, making them a reality of Solutia's business. Shows some of our athletes there on the front of it. And we say a very special thank you. So if one representative from each plant would come by right away over by the ticket counter and pick up yours to take back home with you. And if you're worried about taking it on the plane, just let me know, we'll work out something. But if you would all do that, that would be great. Thanks, guys. And then, 2 seconds, I got it. It's like the Academy Awards. Anyway, but I cannot step off the stage without thanking two very key people who, one has been very instrumental with us in just the last probably 6 months in helping us achieve our dream of having our own building and lot. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a saying here in St. Louis, our own building. And I can't leave the stage without saying a very special thank you to him. So let's have a round of applause for Mr. Paul Barra, please. And then, of course, is that man that I've admired for a long time. I remember one of the first times he dropped his daughter off at a TAS event, and I was making a crack about a lawyer. And I always felt bad about it, especially after I found out he was a lawyer. Because I had been kidding with these lawyers back and forth. They had been giving me a hard time as a teacher that I had the 3 months off and didn't do anything. And I was giving them a hard time as a lawyer. All they did was bill people and didn't do anything. And so anyway, I made this crack, and he kind of looked at me and I thought, oh boy. And then that nice gentleman believed enough in my program to bring all this wonderful success and to make all of our dreams come true. So, Mr. Quinn, if you will take that, please, sir. You may give it to him. Mr. Jeff Quinn, big round of applause, please. Thank you. You have made our dreams come true. You've lightened up our world, and we greatly, greatly appreciate all of you for coming out. And everybody go fast tomorrow. If you need some water, just yell. I'll bring it to you. I'm going to be the person in the golf cart. Okay.
Jeff, why don't you just stay here real quick? Because next thing we're going to do is we want to recognize some of our top fundraisers. As I indicated, we've raised today about $1.2 million, but actually contributions still keep coming in. And that total is probably going to get a little bit higher, closer to maybe $1.3 million. So congratulations, everybody. A few sponsors I didn't want to recognize that also made this event happen at our $10,000 level. Deutsche Bank, Lanxess Corporation, Hush Blackwell, Lewis Rice and Fingerish, Paul Hastings, and HSBC. I really want to thank those up for helping us out. Lastly, as Deb just indicated, owning their building and lot, that's what this thing is all about. Over the last 2 days, there's been some property that we had identified and it's been touch and go, so we still need a few more prayers to make this thing close. But in my hand is a sales contract that I'm actually going to get Don Gunther to execute some point tonight to buy 11.5 acres and a 20,000 square foot building that TAS is going to call home to serve our over 800 athletes. So, this really is dreams coming true for everybody here. So with that, let's recognize a couple of our top fundraisers. Our third place fundraiser was actually a tie between John Servicehall and John Kuntz. Those two gentlemen come on up. They raised $4,900. Well, someone get John off the bar. Come on, John. There he is. Congratulations, John. Good job. That's right. That's a pretty slow pace you got going on. This was really nip and tuck between our second place top fundraiser and our first place top fundraiser. And literally, I think within the last day or so, we claimed the winner, although I know that they're still collecting money. This young lady has a brother that is a TAS participant and has a wonderful website that's dedicated to him, and her her quest to raise money. She raised $5,228, I believe, and that's Caitlin Fuhrer. Caitlin. Congratulations. And our top fundraiser, actually is a good friend of mine, who I convinced to run this race. He actually is a neighbor of mine as well, and I see him running down the road all the time, but he's actually never competed in a marathon. But he's raised $5,250 for TASC. His name's Rob Golterman. Rob, come on up. And lastly but not least, this actually next speaker certainly does not need any introduction. This is a gentleman who I indicated 11 months ago had a dream to really help TASC. And he truly is our top fundraiser. This is a guy who really does put his money where his mouth is. And for those of you that don't know, I'm just going to make this public right now, but Jeff and Jennifer Quinn combined, once they match this gift, will give somewhere close to $1 million to TASC. So Jeff, on behalf of TASC and everybody at TASC, ladies and gentlemen, Solutia Chairman, President, and CEO, Jeff Quinn.
Thank you. You know, a year ago, Leanne and I were walking through the race expo at the New York Marathon, and we ran into John Smith. And we, introduced ourselves, and we'd had a couple conversations with the folks at Fleet Feet, and they had just sold the Lewis and Clark Marathon to the competitor group. And we had called and made an introduction and been put in touch with some of the marketing guys. But we saw John, and that kind of sealed the deal. And the idea of being able to help bring a world-class event to St. Louis, to combine running, my love of the city of St. Louis, and all of our appreciation for music and just the fun this event is. And then it just clicked one day that, boy, this would be perfect for TASC. What a better association, an event that promotes a healthy lifestyle and activity with an organization that provides, recreational and team-based sports activities for special needs kids. It just seemed like such a natural. And I think the last 2 days and tomorrow shows that at least my inclination and instinct about that was right. It is really a natural partnership between TASC and the Rock and Roll Marathon Series. So thanks to all the guys in the competitor group. We really appreciate the partnership. TASC is a unique organization founded and run by unique individuals. And Deb and Jen, have made differences in the lives of hundreds and hundreds of kids over the last 14, 15 years. And certainly, as I said last night at the pageant, they've made a huge difference in the lives of the Quinn family. And we're fortunate to have just a wonderful, smiling, happy daughter who participates in every TASC activity that she possibly can. And I know the difference the organization has made for us, and I know that all the families that TASC has served for 14 years feel the same way. So Deb and Jen and everyone at TASC, thank you so much. And finally, to all of my colleagues at Solutia. A few months ago, about 9 months ago, we wrote out this idea and asked and offered you the opportunity to become part of this, and boy, did you respond. And it's not a surprise to me, quite frankly, because it's the same way that all of you have responded over the last 7 years. Those of us at Solutia know that together we've been through a lot, we've accomplished a lot, and out of that has come an organization that is really unique. I say that often that we're an intimate global company. And what I mean by that is, we're global in every sense of the word, from where cells are to where our plants are located. And clearly you see that by the great individuals here on the stage with me. But we're also an intimate company. We're a company that you know who you work with, and you know the people, and you become an important part of each other's lives. And it's the right way of doing things, but it sure makes it a lot more fun to go to work in the morning when you have a place like that. So thank you, everyone. So much for all of the festivities. Now we have work to do. We have a race to run tomorrow, guys. No, tomorrow will be great. This course is just fabulous, and the folks at CGI and Alan Culpepper have laid out truly a great course. Now I've had the privilege of running some of the really great marathons in the world, and this will take a back seat to none in terms of the course. It's challenging, but it's very fair, and you'll really get to see a lot of the beautiful city of St. Louis. So enjoy tomorrow. It is going to be a little warm, so the negative split suggestions are a great suggestion. I saw Leanne shaking her head over there agreeing with it. So take care of yourself, start out slow, drink lots of water, and have a great time tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Jeff. Just a real quick closing remark. As Jeff said, hydrate. So the bar is definitely open until 10 o'clock tonight. Maybe water instead. Lastly, hey, the tram is open till I think 9:30ish. So please go up top and visit the wonderful tram. And lastly, Deb has thank you cards at the exits for a number of folks. And so on your way out, please stop by and make sure that you pick up your thank you card with your name on there for all the runners. Thank you. Again, on behalf of Solutia and Task, I certainly want to thank everybody for all their hard work and effort. Have a great race tomorrow, guys. We'll see you at the finish line. Take care.
Yeah, turn it around, John. There you go. Good job. Good job. Okay, 2 more.
It looks like the dark side is
What was it, 8 times for the port?
That originally was real. Right now.